Matt, as we know, penalties are a cruel way to decide any game. Does it hurt a little bit more knowing we probably should have won that game in the second half?
Yeah, look, when you play against 10 men and then 9 men for a long period of time, we needed to create more. I just said to the group I needed to see a little bit more personality within our team in attack, and that just wasn't towards the end of the game when we were sort of dominating the ball. I felt we were a little bit timid from start to finish, to be honest with you. The first half kind of petered out into a nothing game. We've just got to show a little bit more, affect the ball in a little bit more dangerous areas. We certainly had that in the second half due to the numerical difference in the game, but we still didn't threaten enough.
I think it was probably a difficult game to play. I imagine there was a lot of stoppages. I know Wycombe had a few injuries. We had a couple at the end of the first half.
Everything's disjointed at the moment, whether it's our preparation with the COVID situation or the opposition, and it felt like that. And it just, like I say, too many moments petered out into nothing. And like I say, as we started to build up a head of steam, for whatever reason that didn't really happen. You felt the pressure would come and it'd finally break. Half an appeal for penalty at the end, but like I say, I've spoken to the group and everyone attacks and everyone defends. So it's 2 clean sheets on the bounce now against 2 relatively good sides. So we've got to be pleased in relation to that, but we've all got to take responsibility in terms of creating moments, but also saying I'm going to be the one who does that.
There was obviously some young players on that team tonight, but I imagine you were quite pleased with how they played. Jordan Dyer was excellent at the back.
I thought Jordy, look, he played out of position to start with, filling the gap on the back and looking after Jonathan's legs. So I really liked him when he went central. Obviously, he didn't have to defend too much at that stage, but his legs looked really fresh as the game went on. Like I say, I can't criticise the group defensively. Like I say, 2 clean sheets against 2 threatening teams there, but we just need to do a little bit more if we want to be successful.
Obviously, it was James Dodd to take the final penalty. We've spoken a lot about him in the last few weeks. Is this another moment for him where he just grows and learns as a player?
Look, it's experience for the ones who got on the pitch, but the experience of tonight is that they have to do more to affect the game. Affecting the game in that second half was threatening the goal and taking the ball in certain moments just to create a bit of space or a little bit of magic. I mean, full credit to Wycombe, they made it difficult, but we never really beat a player 1v1 all evening. And that's been apparent for 2 games now. We feel we've got players who can do that, so they need to add a little bit more to the game to either allow them to do that or to make them do that.
Obviously, we know there's some absences in the squad, but no Sam Nombe and Josh Key in the team at all, not even on the bench today. Would you just be able to explain a little bit about where they've
Sam's
been?
Tested positive for COVID. Josh Key's gone down with symptoms today. We're waiting on his test results, so we expect another COVID one. Josh Key was sat next to Sam Nombe in the change room on Saturday, so the moment it becomes apparent that it's within our change room and within our ranks in terms of a few more numbers, then we can't keep on playing because it's for the safety of the players. So we've got to assess what happens when the lads gets tested tonight and obviously on Thursday morning, but it's certainly a worrying time in relation to that.
And obviously with Harrogate Town having 3 games called off, it's quite apparent that it's still rife within football at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a shame because everything feels like it's back to some sort of normality in terms of the environment. The fans were back in again, but we're suffering at the moment. Harrogate are obviously suffering. There's a lot of teams suffering off the back of it, and it's then how it affects not only the rest of the group, but we're meant to travel on the coach together on Friday, Saturday, and then again on Monday, Tuesday next week. I'm not sure that'll be possible if we've got 3 or 4 positive cases, which we know have come from within our group.
I guess it must be difficult for you not knowing whether to prepare for that Leyton Orient game.
I know we're preparing for it, but we can't lose any more players. Like I say, if it becomes apparent where it's spreading from, if it's sporadic and from the outside, then that's no problem whatsoever. But the moment it becomes apparent that it's spreading from within, at the moment we've got 3 definite cases plus a member of staff. If that goes any further, then we've notified the FO. We spoke to them before tonight's game, and they know what could be coming depending on the test results.